Love, Death and Robots is an excellent animated anthology, sporting multiple seasons, showcasing short but effective stories from a range of different genres. It's a series that could easily spawn a number of different spin-off shows in its own right, given the quality, and it's certainly one of Netflix's most unique offerings. If you finish watching this one and are looking for alternate picks, we've combed through the archives and saved you the hassle with our top 10 picks that aren't spin-offs or set in the same universe. As always, let us know your favourites in the comments and which of these you've watched. So without further ado, let's start the countdown. Based on a series of graphic novels and beautiful paintings by Simon Stålenhag, this sci-fi anthology uses this genre as a backdrop for more human-driven drama that runs through the different episodes, following a tight-knit community living above something called the Loop, where the impossible becomes possible. The strange organisation, simply known as the Underground, is run by Russ Woolard and serves as a looming, mysterious shadow we never really explored that much. Instead, the show plays out with a series of stories that reflect as modern-day fables. Aesthetically, Tales from the Loop looks fantastic. The backdrops are detailed, the effects are believable, and there's a gorgeous piano-driven score that runs under most of the drama. This one's a bit more polarizing compared to others on this list, but if you're sold after a few episodes, you should find more than enough to like here. If there's one thing Korean dramas do incredibly well, it's tell a competent and driven story. Following in the footsteps of both Inside No. 9 and Black Mirror, Korea's latest sci-fi anthology, SF8, takes clear inspiration from both of those aforementioned Western titles. Only it blends that in with an authentic Korean tone to make for a wholly unique experience. There are 7 well-written and thought-provoking tales to choose from, each just about an hour long, and these cleverly branch out across a range of different genres too. While it's unlikely to hit the prolific heights of other anthologies, this is easily a shining sci-fi jewel. The creme de la creme of anthology series. The Twilight Zone is a classic in every sense of the word and a mainstay for any sci-fi or horror fan. Not to be confused for the lackluster 1980s reboot or the even more forgettable reboot in 2020, the original Twilight Zone combines horror, thought-provoking ideas and sci-fi to make this a wonderful show to watch. Even all these years later, the Twilight Zone absolutely holds its own, and for that alone, this should 100% be on your watch list. As with any anthology, Electric Dreams features a range of different stories that it showcases, from virtual reality, depicting an entirely new life, to space voyages that take a turn for the worst. Unlike Black Mirror though, the material here feels far more challenging, leaving a lot open to interpretation by the abrupt and very open endings. Considering the variety of stories shown here though, each plot does follow a surprisingly similar arc. A familiar setting for the main character soon turns to the unfamiliar before a climactic charge for the finale. Almost all of these end with unanswered questions, which are used to incite discussion about what's just been shown. It's not perfect, and some of the writing is a bit of a mixed bag, but it will definitely scratch that Black Mirror-sized itch if you're after something just as thought-provoking and dystopian. The setups here may be simple, but don't let that simplicity fool you. Inside No. 9 is a fantastic anthology series and one of the must-watch sci-fi shows out there. This British show is split into 6-episode-long series that tackle a unique situation that usually unfolds with a shocking or bizarre twist at the end. Inside No. 9's quality has only grown from strength to strength over the seasons. In fact, I'd argue that season 5 and onwards could well be some of the best of the show's entire run. The first episode of season 1 really sets the tone for what follows, and there's some definite horror vibes flowing through this one too. This is 100% a must watch. The Kirlian Frequency is a surprisingly engrossing horror anthology and one of the more underrated offerings out there, blending a cleverly worked aesthetic dependent on shadows and lighting to craft its intriguing story. The narrative is simple and centers on a lone DJ who, at the midnight hour, broadcasts the strangest and scariest tales from the outer edges of Kirlian, a lost city somewhere in Argentina. These strange, fantastical and horror-fueled tales all center on this lost city and feature some really solid storytelling too. If you're after something a bit different, the Kirlian Frequency is well worth a watch. The Animatrix is essential viewing and works incredibly well to flesh out more of that movie's universe. 9 short films are featured here in total, with simple but effective narratives and some gorgeous animation throughout. The stories add in their own spin on the Matrix formula, grappling with timeless themes and expanding out the world building in a very compelling manner. Yes, this is technically still a film, but it could very easily be cut up into 9 different episodes too, hence its inclusion on this list. Created by the same team responsible for Love, Death and Robots, Secret Level is an anthology series collecting 15 brand new animated stories with a unique twist. They're all set within the video game world and depict secret levels not captured within the games they're featuring. This opens up a world of possibilities and gives animators a chance to breathe new life into old franchises, or tell stories we may not otherwise have seen on screen. Given the sheer breadth of video games out there, the sky is absolutely the limit with this series. And here we get crazy levels from Pac-Man, Mega Man and Warhammer to name but a few. While the quality does wane here and there, this is still a solid anthology and well worth checking out. Black Mirror is still the go-to for most people looking for a dark slice of sci-fi. While the later episodes and seasons do wane in quality, there's no denying that some of the early episodes are absolutely fantastic. In its simplest form, this dark cautionary tale about technology comes straight from the mind of Charlie Brooker. From VR games gone wrong to the bizarre satirical world of political personalities, Black Mirror remains one of the best modern day Twilight Zone replacements. With an uneasy dread clinging to a lot of the episodes and plenty of social commentary to boot, this one's a solid choice and one you should absolutely check out if you haven't already. Robot Carnival is a gorgeous showcase of anime talent, making excellent use of an anthology format to tell some pretty artistic and challenging stories at its core. This 90-minute showcase is glued together under one common theme: robots. Many of these tales play out without dialogue, and that really allows the visual designs to stand out, even when it's tricky to figure out the narrative during some of the hypnotic and trippy sequences. Ultimately though, this really does feel like the pinnacle of imaginative anime, and it makes for a very easy recommendation. So there we have it, our 10 TV show picks to check out when you finish with Love, Death and Robots. So what did you think of our picks? Do you agree? Are there any notable omissions? Or do you think we're way off the mark? Either way, let us know in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.